Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Amerock. This is their part number BP. Let's take a look at what this part number is. This is a BP7128. This is a WI wrought iron 3/8 of an inch inset standard duty face frame mount self-closing hinge. I'm going to remove one from the packaging and we're going to take a closer look at it and define all of these different parts on this hinge. Okay, so first of all, this is a WI wrought iron. This is a 3/8 inset, and that literally means that the door is inset. There's a dimension that's 3/8 of an inch that is classified as the inset, and we're going to define that in a moment here. But that does relate to this extra little giddy up in the hinge that's here, and you'll certainly have a door that has been prepped for such an inset, where the door is going to stick into the frame by that dimension. They say that it is face mount. That means that the jamb is going to reside right in here, and that's where the hinge is going to mount to. You can see that you have a little cant on the hinge already. That's because these are self-closing, and that's going to assure a very positive type of close on the door because of the feature on the spring that's inside of the hinge that's here. Okay, does serve to make them self-closing. We have these listed in a couple of different finishes, and let's take a closer look at that now. The WI again is wrought iron. They're going to be able to do a white finish as well in that. 3/8 inset. Well, they can do lots of finishes naturally in a 3/8 inset. They're going to be able to do black, bright brass, polished or bright chrome, burnished brass, which is a English style greenish brass. Green's not the right term, but maybe a streaks of very dark bronze through it. Not oil rub, but a more bronze type of fair bronze color. Flat black they can do, oil rub bronze they can do, satin nickel, weathered nickel, and then again white and wrought iron are available in a 3/8 inset. And that 3/8 dimension is literally going to be measured from the back side of the leaf right to this area here. 3/8 of an inch. So your door is literally going to have a route, a mortise along the side, the hinge side of the door, where that's going to literally sit into. Now there's a cut sheet below this video that you can look at a cross section of what a 3/8 of an inch inset actually looks like. And when it comes to cabinet hinges, there are different types. You've got overlay, you've got inset, some type of inset, full inset, and you do need to know what style you have. And I think if you were to study cabinet hinges and how they mount in a short amount of time, you'll be able to possess a working knowledge of the differences of how cabinet hinges mount. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the Amerock product catalog, and I'm scrolling through there to see if there is any sort of information that they provide to help us illustrate what these hinges look like in terms of the mounting types. That catalog apparently is full of an epic amount of cabinet hardware, is what I'm seeing as I scroll through all of this. Huh. Okay, so this product catalog is really devoid of any hinge information. The 2018 commercial product catalog. There is also a link to the 2017 product catalog, and let's take a closer look at that. I'd like to be able to point you to where you can review the different types. You may not know which hinge you need, which is certainly a very fair question to ask. So the 2017 product catalog. Okay, so I've been able to locate what I'm looking for in the 2012 product catalog. And if you were to scroll down through there and get down to about page, what they call page 175, it's really about the 89th page of the document, you'll start to see definitions of different types of hinge applications. And it's handy to be able to review those pages because you'll see a cross-section of what the intent is of what you're dealing with. So when you use terminology that may not be something that's familiar to you, it's okay. You've got the documentation where you can understand by definition what's being referred to. 3/8 inset, okay, great. Scroll through that area, you'll certainly find 3/8 inset and other insets as well. Not the most common of hinges. Obviously, overlay is going to be more common, or at least it is in my opinion. But as you scroll through those pages, you can start to appreciate, gosh, there's lots of different hinge types. Once you identify the cross-section of what it looks like, simply then check the dimensional properties of what it is, that you're dealing with. Now, moving forward as to what we're faced with here, if you're buying this hinge, you're probably doing a new installation. You're probably doing a retrofit installation of this hinge. You'll also notice that the 3/8 dimension is kind of a magical number in the sense that it's more than just the depth of the body. It's also going to be the dimension from the barrel to where that first step comes into play. So you're dealing with 3/8 here and 3/8 here as well. Okay, so really handy, easy to understand. You're going to take your door and you're going to route a mortise down the edge of it, and you're in really good shape. This is a self-closing hinge. This, as we demonstrated that, this will include screws and a complementary finish. This will include a couple of, these are sponge-type neoprene. I don't know that they're neoprene, but they seem to be sponge-type neoprene rubber mutes. They used to be cork with adhesive on the back of them. They're not anymore that I've seen of late. These are sold as a pair. When you buy one, you're buying a pair of hinges. That's how these cabinet hinges are sold, and that's how they will be. Now, back to that link below this video to the manufacturer's page. On that link to the manufacturer's page, there's more than those catalogs that I referred to, even though that is basically what's on that page. Several different years of their catalogs. I like to keep the old so that we can go back and see things as well. Not every evolution in a catalog is a positive evolution, and the same stands for product development as well. You'll also find that there's a neat catalog dating back to just after World War II, which is neat to look back, you know, so many 70 years in the history of this company. If you have any questions on the Amerock AMBP7128 WI 3/8 inset wrought iron self-closing hinge, or any other Amerock product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.